someone with a British passport holder and another person with indefinite leave to remain living in the UK. What are the difference? What are the benefits? By the way, well, I'm going to explain in this video. By the way, if you're wondering where I'm just here. My son is just down there at the training. It's night time. We're just at the sports center of a high school. This is where they usually have their training for the football club where I play for. So, well, this is not ILR football. It's just, for me, it's just keeping fit and activity for him anyway. Okay, so British passport holder and indefinite leave to remain, both living in the UK. What are the benefits, or even outside UK at times? So the first benefit, obviously, is the travel, and this is what I love actually. So because I love traveling, so I'm able to be able to visit a lot of countries without you need to apply for visa. This is what British passport give someone. So British passport is one of the, it's not the best in the world. There are a lot of other passports that are better than British passport in terms of the coverage. So coverage means how many countries you can travel to without need to apply for visa, or in some cases you arrive, you get visa on arrival, so which is just easy. And the thing is that even country where you have to apply for visa to go to visit, often, it's often look at a British passport holder as somebody that they can trust in terms of to be able to allow to come into some country, where except maybe some country might, maybe for intelligence, they might thinking maybe you want to come and spy on them and then they will check you and things like that. So, but other than that, generally, British passport gives that coverage. So I love that because it's something, because I love traveling. So indefinite leave to remain as well, because you have indefinite leave to remain. Let's say, for example, I'm in Nigeria. So let's say a Nigerian passport and somebody that have indefinite leave to remain in the UK. So the person with indefinite leave to remain also have more places that they can possibly visit, I think, that you can visit compared to somebody that's just a normal passport of another country, say Nigeria. So, but but in terms of the coverage, so you're able to. So the second thing is about voting. So this is one that most people, and in terms of the passport coverage as well, for somebody that don't really like to travel that much, they don't. So it's not really a big deal in terms of the passport coverage. For some people, it's not a big deal, so because they don't really travel that much. So voting is the second one. So if you have indefinite leave to remain, somebody with indefinite leave to remain, they can vote in the UK, but in the sort of like a local elections. So because there are local elections, and then of course there are also the what's the other election? The general election, and the people that just finished their training, they are coming down here. So I want to go away so that not infringing on their privacy. So I'll just walk down a little bit down that way, and then once they've all gone, I might then come back to that light. Actually, I'm just going to go this way while they are coming. But somebody who is a British passport holder, definitely they can vote in the general election. So the general election is the one about, with the way you are talking about Prime Minister, or House of Parliament and things like that. So that's the general election. So the British passport holder is able to vote. So why indefinite leave to remain, you can only vote in the local election. So maybe local government or council or things like that. So in a way as well, you'll be thinking, for a lot of people, voting is not really a big deal. Some people don't really care about the ability to be able to vote. And then of course there is also some jobs. There are some top jobs that, and this again is not really a big deal for a lot of people. Like, there are some type of jobs that you can't really do those jobs. You won't be accepted to because you had this sort of job tend to be security related job that have to do with maybe that has to do with national security, maybe intelligence and things like that. So these sort of jobs, there are some jobs like that you have to be a British national um, to be able to even qualify to even interview for those sort of jobs. So that's one thing as well. So which is the difference, and then of course to try to be outside the UK, how long you can be outside the UK for. So I don't know the rule currently. But I think it's about 2 years. So if you if you have the ILR, so indefinitely leave to remain. So if you are out of the UK for up to 2 years, whatever is the requirement. So what if you are outside the UK for that sort of length of period, then your ILR can literally just be revoked. It can be revoked. So you almost like it has some something that you can't do, sort of. So if you do that, then it can be taken away from you. It can be revoked. So why British passport? Obviously, is just you are not British national. You are British national. So then, of course, in terms of to be a British citizen as well, it comes with two. It comes in two ways. So either by birth or by nationalized. So there's the naturalization. I think that's the right technical term for the naturalization. So if you get it through naturalization, it can be taken away from you as well. But it's going to be if you have done something really, really bad, like maybe you commit a serious crime, or you commit a serious fraud or something like that. So other than that, once you get it, you can be outside the UK for whatever, how long you want, and still come back. And okay. So, and then of course, for birth, so if you have give birth, so if you have a child outside, if you have a child outside the UK, so that child, as somebody who have indefinite leave to remain, if you have a child outside the UK, that child is not a British citizen. But if you have the child inside UK, even with indefinite leave to remain, if you have a child inside the UK, the child automatically is a British citizen. So, but it has to be that the child was born inside here and inside the UK. So, but if you're a British citizen, regardless of where the child is born, whether you're born inside the UK or outside the UK, the child automatically is a British citizen. So something very important to mention as well is the consular service, and this is very key as well. So consular service, what that means is that let's say you are outside the UK, you travel somewhere. So I don't want to mention any country so that I'm not disrespecting any country. But anyway, so you are outside the UK, and something happened to you, something go wrong. So every country usually, most countries have, most countries have consular. They have their embassy in or high commission in as many countries as possible. So if you are outside the UK and you are somewhere else, something happened to you. So as a British citizen, of course, the consular, they can help you, so you can get some help there. Even say maybe you even lose your passport or something like that, you can literally just go there and just get help. And I mean, that happened a lot. You can hear that in the news about something happened and somebody had to get help. So because you're a citizen of that country, of the UK. So, but if you have indefinite leave to remain, there's limited help in terms of there's limit to what the embassy can help you with. I don't know the detail of how much help you can get from the embassy if you are just holding indefinite leave to remain. So, but definitely, British citizen or British passport holder definitely get a lot more help. Literally, they just are there for that reason. Of course, the embassy or consular of a country is representing the country there for business, for a lot of other things, including helping their citizens. that are in the country. So so definitely that is really very, very key as well. It's a very, very important difference between somebody with a British passport holder and indefinite leave to remain. Obviously, there has been a lot about ILR recently in terms of a lot of changes that are coming. Well, despite that, I'm just speaking based on the current situation. So things probably will change, and all these changes they are proposing and all of that. Yeah, so we see what happened. So everything I've just talked about in terms of the difference between British passport holder and indefinite leave to remain is just based on current situation. So, but I know ILR is under scrutiny, and so whatever we see, we watch and see. Anyway, I hope somebody find this useful. Just see if there is any question you've got that relate to this video. Of course, feel free to leave it in the comment box below. And if there's anything I've missed as well, and you're watching and you know better than what I've explained, feel free to contribute, and we can all learn together. Thanks for watching, and God bless.